Hello, hello. What is up? Welcome to the module all about anxiety. You've never felt those feelings before, have you? Jokes. But I want you to get settled in and really have the intentions to view this activation with a really open mind. I'm not forcing beliefs on you, but rather providing a framework, providing a way of thinking to bring you great power. That is my intention, is to bring you into your fullest power, your fullest purpose, and your fullest potential. Because that's what will change this world, is you in power. So imagine this. Anxiety is no longer your enemy, but it's your greatest ally. It is a gift from God, from Source, from creation to access more power, more purpose, and more pleasure in your life, relationships, and in business. Yeah. Because up until now, you felt like anxiety is something that has had a hold on you. It's been something you've been working to manage. You've been working to get rid of it or to push it away. But what you resist persists. And the more you push it away, the louder it gets. And it creates this inner conflict that's disturbing and useless. And it's time. It's time to stop fucking fighting it. And it's time to play with it. To play with it, to play with your power, to play with your life force energy. Because when you aren't consumed with the mind chatter of the shit that doesn't even matter, the past and the future, you can be fully present. And that's where the juice is, baby. That's where the juice is. So let's talk about it. I want to dive first into the energetics of anxiety. And I want to stay clear of the man-made constructs and beliefs and programs about anxiety. We have a lot of beliefs about anxiety. We have a lot of feelings about anxiety, opinions, situations, scenarios. So I really want to stay into the realm of energy. Because there's this neutrality when we talk in terms of energetics. Because energy is just energy, it just is. So that's what I'm offering up in this activation, is to view it and to try this on for size and to see what fits with you. So my intention for this time is to see anxiety from a different lens. One that brings you great power rather than leave you powerless. So that's my aim. That's my intention. That's what I choose to get done with you in the next half an hour or so. So can we open? Can we open and can we expand into a new way of thinking for this time? Can we release, kind of like drop into like we know nothing and play in this realm? Play in this realm for just a little bit. Try it on for size. And if it doesn't work, you can You can ignore it. Let's talk. Let's talk about how anxiety is formed, where it originates. How did this all come to be? Because it's a man-made construct in our reality. Animals don't experience this. Nature doesn't experience this. It's a man-made concept. But it feels real fucking real when you're feeling it. I get it. And it really stems from moralistic thought. And I talk about moralistic programming a lot because it matters. It matters a great freaking deal. It's this conditioning that things are right or wrong or good or bad that create a lot of suffering. And it's this framework of control. Because when the mind views something as wrong or bad, it generates feelings and sensations from the stress response to protect you. And those feelings are a tight jaw, tight muscles, high blood pressure, high pulse, sweaty. And we don't typically like to feel that way. So it creates a lot of suffering and tension and resistance within ourselves. And when we judge something as bad, we tense up, we resist, and we try to fix and avoid. And in that energy of things being bad and the stress responses on, all of our power, all of our energy is going to protect us. The energy is going to our legs. It's going to our jaw. It's going to increase our heart rate and our blood pressure to prepare us to fight. But you know, if you've been in a fight, if you've been in an argument, all logic goes out the window because that energy isn't being put towards your logic and your creativity and your healing. You're looking to survive. So we resist and we try to fix and we try to avoid instead of flowing with what is. And it's that flow, it's that neutral point that in this allowance that allows the nervous system to relax so you can get the benefit of what's coming through. And we're going to talk about that a lot because nothing is good or bad or right or wrong. Everything just is. It's just energy in motion. That's what emotions are, is energy in motion. And energy doesn't operate in these moral absolutes. It doesn't give a shit. Morality is a belief system, and morality creates a lot of division and a lot of separation within oneself. And that's where the suffering comes. But again, energy just moves. It moves in cycles and rhythms. Energy doesn't give a fuck. It contracts. It expands. It moves. That's its nature. It doesn't judge. It just is. And that's the avenue. That's the portal we're opening up to. in this conversation. So hop into this portal with me. Hop into this portal and let's play with this a little bit more. Because when you go into this portal of seeing things from that lens, anxiety isn't something that needs to be solved. It's just the contraction before the expansion, baby. It's the pullback before you catapult into the new, into expansion, into growth. That's all it is. It's energy that's moving because it wants to be released. But it's when we resist it, it's when we fear it, that it remains. But if we allow the energy to do what the energy wants to do, we allow it to move. We allow it to move. And when we allow it to move, it has gold behind it. It's got power behind it. Yeah. There's good shit. Good and bad. I shouldn't even say that, but there is gold underneath it. It has knowledge. It has wisdom within it. It's a sign that life force energy is moving through you. It's purging what no longer serves you. It's this inner world. It's your small self, this conditioned self that believes in right and wrong and good and bad, and it believes in all of these stories and shit that you've been programmed with, and it's your higher self. It's the one looking down on you, saying, no, you are powerful. You are limitless. And it's this merging of the two. But the egoic mind fights it and fears the unknown. It fears what's on the other side of this contraction and expansion because it likes to predict, it likes to control, it likes to keep you safe. That's its job. And it's fucking good at it. It's real good at it. It's just trying to protect you. But that's the rub. That's the tension. That's the feelings. That's it. That's what it is. You can kind of laugh about it. At least I can. It's like, whew, damn. But can you see? Like, anxiety isn't here to hurt you. It's here to expand you. Expand you. It's this energy that wants to move through you, creating room for more life force. It's literally your life force power trying to move through you, to purge out the old and bring in the new. Expansion, baby. But what happens next is really pretty interesting, how the mechanics of all of this work. Your mind perceives that power that's trying to move through you as a threat. It doesn't know any better. Your mind is pretty primordial. It hasn't caught up. It still believes that, like, your danger is in jeopardy. And its sole purpose is here to protect you and to keep you safe and to keep you comfortable. So it turns on that stress response to protect you. And that increase in heart rate, that blood pressure, the tightening of the jaw, clenching your butt. I don't know what it, all of those feelings. And again, it's the labeling that this is bad. This shouldn't be happening. This is wrong. And we label those feelings. And when we believe that those feelings are bad, rather than come with a sense of awareness to what is, awareness to what's trying to happen, and there's this neutral tone that it's just expansion moving through. It's the feelings and it's the meaning that we put behind it that signal the mind that we are in trouble. And they turn up the stress response even more. This is why they say that perception is power. Because how you perceive what's going on determines what happens within. So it becomes this loop. The feelings turn on. The feelings of anxiety turn on. But then it's the meaning we place on it that creates this loop that anxiety brings, that sometimes, often, it's hard to break. And so we view it as bad and we push it away, but the more you push it away, the more it stays. Because you're resisting the expansion that wants to happen within. And life force doesn't give a damn. It cares about your evolution. It cares about your growth. It cares about your expansion. So it's just this divide. It's the mind perceiving that anxiety is an enemy when it's your ally. It just doesn't know any better. But when you are neutral to it and you allow the energy to move through you, it dissolves rather soon. It's a force moving through you. And when it's energy, and when we give energy to it, that energy expands. And often when we get in this loop, when we try to figure it out, like, why is this happening? What the hell is going on? When we do that, and we try to control it, we give it more power. So what the hell do you do? What do you do? How do we break through this fractal? How do we break through this loop? You get present with it. Presence is power. And you come to this knowing that it's for your highest good. You set the intention to be neutral to it. Maybe even a little excited. Knowing that more power is on its way. It's being delivered. Like, dang, some transformation, some freaking powerful energy is coming through me. Expansion is here, baby. When you come with that mentality and that perspective, that perception, you shift everything. Because it is expansion. That's what it is. Expanding energy moving through you. So set the freaking intention that it shows you exactly what it wants you to show, like what it wants to show you. You set the intention that it brings you clarity, it brings you power, it brings you more energy. And instead of wanting it to go away, knowing that intention you set, ask for more. Give me more. Give me more. Yes, please. Thank you. What a fucking gift. Because the mind prioritizes your safety. It prioritizes your comfort. And when it sees that you allow it and it almost turns you on, it pleases you, it holds less power over you. It holds no power over you. You claim that power back, baby, and you become one with it. The mind no longer sees it as a threat. And then you can reap the rewards of it. Because when your mind is wired for that safety and that predictability, and it sees this unknown as a threat, it can't control it. It can't categorize it. But when you change your response, when you react differently to anxiety, the mind has to recalibrate. It has to recalibrate. And when you don't fear your anxiety, you know how much energy you're giving to anxiety? You claim that energy back, and that can be energy to create. That can be energy to heal your body. That can be energy that you give forth to your babies, to your family. The more presence you can hold, the more capabilities you have. So we welcome it. We get excited about it. And when the mind sees you're not running it, not shutting down, but you're leaning into it. What is it? What is it? Show me, show me, show me. I'm so excited. And you bring this curiosity, you bring this pleasure. It stops perceiving anxiety as a threat. And that's how you break the loop. That's how you dissolve the fractal. Because you're no longer reinforcing it with fear. And when we meet that contraction, as uncomfortable as it can be, with openness, instead of that resistance shit, you move through it into the expansion. And it's a whole nother ballgame. This perception, this perspective brings you power. It's not your enemy, it's your ally. And it's time to start becoming one with it. Becoming one with it. Yeah. I'll just share with me and anxiety. I went on a walk this weekend and it was intense. And it's hold the intention, hold the fucking intention that something good is coming through. The bigger the feelings, the bigger the anxiety, the bigger the breakthrough. And I will admit, holding that intention was not the easiest. It was bubbling up and it had heat to it, man. It had so much heat. And it lasted longer than what I typically experience. But I can tell you, if you hold that intention, if you hold that intention of like, the bigger the pain, the better the gain in this situation, the insights that come. But I will say, you have to slow down. You have to be present with it to reap the reward, to get the gold. It requires slowing down, because when you are still in this stress response and running away, it's in this relaxation, it's in this allowance where you can receive the downloads, where you can receive the wisdom. So there's power in the pause. There's power in the pause. And you have to pause to find the power. So, this was fire, and it only gets better. So come join that activation with me where we go deep into the subconscious territory and we communicate with the subconscious mind that these feelings are safe. And when you do that at a deep level, you expand the nervous system and you turn down that stress response. And it's really freaking powerful in more ways than one. So get in there, use it as needed, and let's turn this shit into gold. Bring you into your power. Because that's what the world needs. So thank you for hanging in here with me. I am sending you so much love. Yeah, I just really appreciate you. All the love.